how do I get a digital strategy in place here in my company? We would say, well, hang on a second, why do you need a digital strategy? And the answer turned out to be, because I was asked to do it. I actually have no idea.
Welcome to CIO. I'm here with Ken McGee. He's a Vice President and Research Fellow at Gartner, Inc. And Ken and I are going to talk about digital business. And for want of a better word, because I know I saw your presentation, and I hate the word too, but what else do you say besides digital business?
You know, we wanted to use brain surgery, but somebody else already had that term, so that's what we have to deal with right now.
But it is, so let's start with a definition. What is digital business? Term aside, what is it really?
Sure. First of all, it includes a number of notions, beginning with this blurring of the physical world with the digital world, the world of ones and zeros. And we give examples of that where once that value that came from physical things now has been just virtually eliminated. Perfect example is Kodak. We had a chemical-based photography industry, and now their own creation, the digital camera, would undo them. We still have cameras, but we changed the rules.
But this is this digital myopia, that like not seeing, you call it being hit by the asteroid. I mean, not seeing the threat that's out there, even when it's your own technology.
Even when it's your own technology, because there's a multitude of research papers from the world of psychology, for example. But I only have to go to my mom, 92 years old. She has always said, people don't see and hear what they don't understand. And that really has been a source of very tragic mistakes that companies have made. And our purpose in talking about this is to prevent the next generation of mistakes and not seeing those asteroids that are heading towards once very, very successful companies.
So what, beyond the blindness, which is the blindness to new threats out there, or more on that, but what else prevents us from making that full transition to digital?
People, it's been long known in just galaxies of studies about how people resist change, why they resist change. People don't stop being people. But that's where this notion of leadership comes in. When you see somebody in an organization that is really changing, shifting. For example, in the mid-90s when Microsoft said, stop everything, we're moving now towards the internet, that famous memo, that required a human being, namely Bill Gates in that case, of course, but it takes somebody to demonstrate that leadership, and that's still not happening in many, many, many industries.
Crazy enough for Gates, even though he was late, the intensity with which they pursued it brought them back into the market.
That's exactly right, and saved them from their asteroid. The asteroid was the internet, and they were on a different page.
Yeah, true. So what you talk about a digital roadmap, and you know, everybody says I've got to get a digital strategy. You actually laid out a digital roadmap. Why did you put that particular concept together?
The roadmap is very simple. We put that together because one of the most common questions we were getting, by far, how do I get a digital strategy in place here in my company? We would say, well, hang on a second, why do you need a digital strategy? And the answer turned out to be, because I was asked to do it. I actually have no idea. Come on, you know, and so it just feeds into that hype nonsense. We obviously talk a lot about hype cycles. This had hype personified. So we said, let's confuse the issue with some facts. Let's first begin with a very simple toolkit. How do you know you need to do anything digital in the first place? Very quick, 29 questions. And then if there is evidence that you should continue, we go into much more detail about it. But long before you get to the strategy, you are doing the investigation, you are doing the discovery process of, do you need to do anything? Not everyone needs to do something this year, but that's why we said do this examination every year, once a year. And then at some point, if there is an asteroid heading towards you, hang on, let's do something about it.
And who leads that?
We do not believe we can find a single solitary reason why the CIO shouldn't be the leader. Of course the CIO should be the leader because they're the ones most conversant within a company with business and technology. And digital business, despite that dreadful term, is nothing if not about business and technology. Who's better equipped to lead that effort than the CIO? And our advice is really directed towards organizations that do not yet have a chief digital officer. Don't sit around and wait for the CDO to arrive. They may never arrive, but your asteroid might arrive before the CDO.
Yeah.